Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am coming to you from my updated artist studio that is finally all set up and put together. We've had some pretty big life changes going on recently, so I unfortunately, that coupled with summer break, have not been able to record or do anything like that, but I've still been journaling and making art and working in my sketchbook. And so I just wanted to, I have my cup of tea, my my mug says coffee, but I actually have some tea, and I have this journal from Julia at theflyingcatdotnet, and I had some time earlier this afternoon to dive into it. I'm using it as kind of like a daydream / motivation type journal to daydream about the idea of opening up a coffee shop / tea shop / artist workshop space / community center. Just kind of like playing around with the things that I have always dreamed, like something I've always dreamed of accomplishing, and putting it on paper just because it's something that's been like tumbling around in my mind lately, and it feels, I don't know. Normally my creative journey, I kind of just like follow the little tugs that I feel like from my heart center. I just pay attention to whatever piques my interest at a certain time, and I follow that thread and continue to try to understand what it is that my higher self is telling me. So this is, like I said, this is a fun journal that I got from Julia, and it has like a cellophane cover. The back, I slipped in, because it's like one of those cellophane pouches, I slipped in one of the sigil cards that I made. My lesson for the Art for a Spell Solstice Party was on collage sigil cards. And I had this one that I made specifically for that video, and I kind of make them and then I save them to use them like whenever it's a step in the process. I just kind of like make them and collect them and then use them when I feel called. So it ends up just being like a fun, funky little piece of art. So I slid that into the back cover. And then the front cover, a lot of this is ephemera from Julia as well. This is from one of the printables. I've been sharing free printables on Substack. And then this is actually a photocopy of one of my journal spreads that I had made. And I wrote out gather here because when I originally, not even originally, but like one of the times that I worked in one of my journals to flesh out some of the ideas I had, the name gather kind of stood out to me as like what this place could be called. And so this is actually a collage I made. I thought I was going to start a series, like an artist series of collages that were portals. And I was sitting at my desk working earlier and I saw it and grabbed it, and it just felt perfect for the inside cover. I wrote gather here, and then the word haven came to my mind, and so I wrote that out. And so some of these pages have Julia's ephemera and mine kind of combined. I added some stuff and wrote out some questions here of like what I'm asking myself. This is from the Phoenix Soul on Patreon, the little bird ephemera. And this eye is from one of my printables. And then I don't remember where I got the stickers. I got them like a long time ago, and I think I've used them in videos before because they were like a tea party set. But it says, what is the vision? Just kind of like holding in my heart space, like what it is that I'm searching for. Part of what Julia included for the ephemera were these fun, funky envelopes. And so I'm doing some scripting sessions and tucking in little love letters to myself that way. And I put that compass sticker there because it felt appropriate. And this page specifically had butterflies added to all of it, and so I added one little illustration that I had done a long time ago. And this is a sticker that was included with the journal. I added it to this page and wrote out Haven again. And then I have this idea, and I'm just like, I had a lot of fun. This is from like a witchy sticker book. All these stickers are, and some of them weren't sticking very well. But that's okay. It's about the process, and it's about having fun. And then just like writing out some of the ideas that I have, and like kind of where all of this is like leading in my mind. And so I'm at this page. This is the page as it came. It says, "You're special," with a little quote that says, "Be yourself, everyone else is already taken," from Oscar Wilde. I added the yellow paint here, and I thought we could do like some fun journal pages while I update you guys on what's been going on this summer. You might hear some music in the background. My studio is now closer to my kids' bedrooms, and they have some nighttime music that they listen to for bed. So I figured that probably doesn't hurt anything. I just wanted to give you a heads up if you hear it. I pulled some ephemera out ahead of time, and wanted to share. I don't think I want to use that. I have been extremely busy over here just because when we went to the Ozarks with my family, and when we got back, like literally we got back, and the my kids went with their other grandparents for the night for a slumber party. And then when we got back the next morning, actually, we picked up the kids and we went out for lunch. And then we went to a store and ended up getting a puppy, which is something, I mean, we have 2 kids, so obviously it's something we've talked about and have tried to figure out like the best way to go about that. But it was certainly not something that we planned to do yet. Her name is Mellow, the Mellow Jello technically. And she's a poodle beagle mix. We lost my dog Callie last year. She was just old, and so she still lived with my mom, but we had to let go of her, and it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. And she was a standard poodle. She was the first dog I ever had. She was my first baby. And even though when I moved out of my mom's house, I didn't take her with me, and just like, she had a yard and a house and like was comfortable where she was, you know, she was still very much like a very important part of me and my healing journey, and just, I don't know. And it was a lot harder than I thought. And when we came across this guy outside the store who was selling these puppies, they didn't plan to have this litter. And they were a poodle mix. It just kind of, you know, it felt like something was pulling me to do it, even though, like, I mean, honestly, we have 2 small kids and life is always crazy and the world is crazy right now. And so it's like, it felt like I was being called to go for this, even though it was, I mean, obviously, you know, it's never like the perfect time. And so that is what I've been up to the past like month or so, is just trying to remember everything I know about dog training, which isn't a lot because I'm pretty sure my mom did most of the work. So I feel like this page, I kind of want to add something to it, but I'm not quite sure what it should be. So I don't know a whole lot about puppy training. If you guys have any tips, let me know. I'm just trying to figure it out as I go along, which has proved to be pretty difficult. But I'm hoping now that I have my studio set up and puppy proofed, and she seems fairly comfortable here, hanging out. If you hear any rustling in the background, that is more than likely her. She is asleep on her bed right now. Yeah, I think that will be good. So this is like a page before I've actually done anything with it. So I got this, like I said, I got this journal from theflyingcatdotnet, and it's been really fun to work in. I just started working in it today, and I'm already at the halfway point. A little bit of a hyperfixation, but honestly, I kind of needed it. Trying to think what I want to do here. I have this little message I wrote myself that says, it's only one step, one day at a time, 5 minutes. I can do anything for just 5 minutes. I know I've read that a couple different places, and it's something, it's not an ADHD hack, but it's something, it's not even a trick, because I can't really trick myself, but it's something I tell myself all the time with my ADHD. It's like I hate doing the dishes, so I'm just gonna do the dishes for 5 minutes. It's only 5 minutes, and then I'll be done. And then, you know, I kind of get into the groove of it and keep going. And yeah, it's kind of what I do with my brain to get things done sometimes. Let me know if that's something that you experience. I know a lot of people have been on a similar journey as me. I cut this from a ephemera piece that was from Claire Early, I think is their username, or on their handle on Instagram. Really funky, fun ephemera packs and stickers and whatnot. So I kind of put this dream to the side for a while. And I was talking to Aunt Nauseum Plans on Instagram about this RPG game based off of the A Psalm for the Wild build. I don't know if it's based off that, but it has very similar vibes. And it is about being a wandering tea monk or a wandering tea gardener or something. I just started writing out the little bits today. I did my first little bit with it in my astrology journal, and yeah, it immediately brought all of this flooding back. I hadn't thought about it for ages, and I was just like, you know what, that's something, that coffee shop idea is something I want to explore, because I grew up in a Midwest town that didn't have we had stuff, but it was farther away. We didn't have a crazy huge art scene, and it just felt really hard to feel connected to people, especially as a creative person who already struggles with social anxiety And yeah, it made the whole thing, like, growing up here really hard, and it made it feel like I had to leave. And this is also from that ephemera pack from Claire Early. Anyways, and so I've always, ever since I was a teenager, and we got, well, it was our first Starbucks, but there was also like a coffee shop that opened in like one of the wealthier towns nearby, that was like set up inside an old house. And it was just like this idea of like serving coffee and food to people is like a big thing in my family, is like you go have coffee with people. It just feels, I don't know, it feels important. It feels like something special. You know, I love bookstores and coffee shops and all of that stuff anyways, so it's just always been in my mind as one of those things that I might want to try out. Wonder if I have. I don't know. When I started developing, or when I got to the point where my alcoholism was getting really bad, and like I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, more so than what had led to the drinking in the first place, and then also dealing with, you know, the consequences of constantly drinking and not being able to keep up with my life, and like barely being able to function as a person. And you know, when we go through a period in our life like this, we kind of give up our dreams at that time. Like, it's hard to explain. No, it makes me a little emotional actually to think about, because I just want to go back to that version of myself and tell myself that it's okay to keep dreaming. Because I think at a certain point things start to feel so hopeless that dreaming feels almost like it's cruel to ourselves to keep hoping for things to get better, to keep hoping for that chance of like redemption. I don't know. And so I gave up dreaming for a long time, and like, I guess I always talked about like the things I wanted to do. I talked about all the like the books I was gonna write, how I was gonna like get a job and move to a big fancy city and like do this, and this. And like at a certain point it's like, no, you're actually just like an alcoholic that still lives in the same town, who can barely get to her job on time, and is pretty self-delusional. Like, because that's what I was doing. I was deluding myself into thinking that, like, you know, that time wasn't passing, that I wasn't just like drowning out this passage of time with alcohol. That got a lot deeper than I meant it to, so I apologize. This is kind of what happens, and you know, I'm not trying to think about like my journey with sobriety, but you know, I am somebody who's, this is gonna be, I think it's my 7th year of being sober as of December 11th. And I went cold turkey, and I don't have a 12-step program or anything. I don't have the confidence to go to like in-person meetings, and then life was too busy by the time like when COVID was happening and everybody was doing stuff like online. I don't know. This is a sticker from Susanna Tavares Art, I think is their handle on Instagram. And so, I don't know. it could be that I never make any, I've never worked as a barista, so I don't know, maybe I would hate serving people food and coffee. Maybe it's not the thing I'm meant to do. Maybe it's just a fun idea to play around with, to give myself a little bit of grace and healing around something in my life that was particularly painful. It doesn't matter either way. It's fun, and look at how cute it's turning out. I mean, come on. So I don't know if I've done like a disclaimer or anything for a while, but if you guys are sober curious or you've been struggling with your issues with alcohol, as I mentioned, I don't actually work a specific program, but I'm happy to help you find resources. I also have a Living Sober zine that I created for Art for a Spell that I can send you a copy of. Stars inspired by Megan and the Moon, drawing them however they come out. And I just wanted, as somebody who has struggled with addiction and feeling hopeless, and especially since it feels like the world needs our hope for a better future now more than it ever has, I just want to do my part and be of service if anybody needs help when it comes to getting information about being sober. I am by no means an expert. Just over here living my silly little life, playing with stationery. Doing the damn thing, you know? And so I have a journal update video that I want to do. I've moved into a Stology A6 that I've been working in. I've shared a little bit. I also want to do like an update. I did a article on my Substack and about Iridescent Explorations, and I want to do like a video update of my status with it. It's taken me to an interesting place, at least me working through the prompts has. So kind of the way this is taking shape is that it is turning almost into a confidence journal. More than anything else, and it just happens to be decorated with like coffee shop type stuff. Kind of. If I thought the people around here would go for it, you know, I live in the Midwest. I don't think people would be down for like me opening up a tea house, but I love tea too. I know I can only usually drink tea at night. The inspiration from Glennon Doyle's book, I Can Do Hard Things. That's not the book title. The book title is Untamed, I think, but I listened to it like last summer, I think, when I was driving all the time. And I like reminding, it's my favorite affirmation to write out. Little flip book pull tag there. Julia had created the tag. I am just adding to it. And like forgetting how to tuck the tag in, apparently. Ow. I poked myself with my pen. I feel like that's just gonna block it, so I can use that for something else. Wow. Okay. So we did this page. I wrote out Hold the Vision and added some fun decor here. This is from the envelope I got in Patreon mail from Daydreamer Alley Company. This fun little hope sticker. This little doodad I just showed you. It says have hope. I don't know. Maybe if I have some more time, I will finish this journal out tomorrow. Yeah, tell me what you guys are working on. Tell me if you would like to see anything in particular. Go sign up for Art for a Spell if you haven't. My first couple lessons are up on there, and there's some exciting things. And I know Megan has a ton of content included, including the Shadowlands class and tapping into tarot. So go sign up for that if you feel called to. And go check out Iridescent Explorations on my Substack. I would love if you wanted to share your journey with me on that so far. I had an influx of Oracle art readings recently, and now that I'm all caught up with them, I have restocked. I have 5 Oracle art readings available. It is only $27, and you get a handwritten mailed tarot reading with journal prompts, affirmations, and a channeled piece of art made by me that you can tip into your journal or put on your altar or whatever it is you feel called to do. I hope you guys have a magical evening, and I hope you go make something today. All right, see you. Bye.